Hi everyone, so my name is Liz and I'm one of the musical directors at Kinetic School of Performing Arts, and I'm also the co-principal of our theatre school. I want to talk to you today about something you've probably come across as a problem if you're singing. Maybe you're doing an audition, just singing a solo, having to sing in front of someone, and you think, why am I feeling this tension here? Why is my voice not coming out as it did before? And I'm going to address one of the issues as to why that might be. And that's to do with your vocal folds. They are, if you swallow, you can feel here. Boys, you feel it more than girls because it's your Adam's apple anyway. This is your voice box essentially in here, in your larynx. This is your larynx, okay? And within there, what makes the sound are your vocal folds that come together and make a space like that, and the air that you exhale, okay, through that space is what makes the sound. Great, okay, not a problem. But you also have, these are your vocal folds, and on top of those you have what we call the false vocal folds. Basically because your larynx and this area was not really first created for speech. It was created to kind of protect you, to stop you from choking, etc. So speech came later on and singing came later on as well. So that's why you have these false vocal folds. Right, so what do we do about it? You need to get that sensation, have that feeling of them being constricted first of all, so you can feel them. Your vocal folds, your false vocal folds tighten. Here's a way of doing that, okay? I'm sitting down, and if I lift my feet off the floor, I tense up here, okay? And that's constriction here, all right? I haven't got much strength, mind you, compared to some of you, I'm sure. So I lift up again, and you get a tension here, okay? Another way of doing it, to get that feeling, is you put your hands under the seat of the chair you're sitting on, and if you pull up, you get the same tension, and that's the tension you feel there that you do not want. It's not what you want, it's what you do not want, but you need to experience what that feels like to know what you do want. What you do want is to, what we call retract those false vocal folds, so they're not covering your actual vocal folds. How do you do that? Well, I'm going to give you two exercises to help you experience that feel of openness in your larynx. First one we call is an inner smile or an inside smile. Okay, so you know when you know something about someone and you're looking at someone and you're like giving them that knowing look, and inside you've got this smile. Try that now, okay? Doesn't matter if you smile a little bit on the outside, but get that feeling of smiling, openness down here, and then as you do it, try and extend it further down your larynx. So you go. Okay, now that takes a bit of effort, and when you're singing, that's only one of the things you've got to think about. In these little technicals, I'll go through some of the other things as well. So it's hard work singing and acting at the same time, so you need to work at each area. This is one you can work on. Okay, so that silent smile, again, try it again. This time you need to stay relaxed here. So while you're doing that, do that first of all, and keep that openness here. And then we're going to do some relaxed chewing here and massage. Okay, so inner smile. Keep it open at the back. And do a massage. But keep that openness at the back of your mouth, in your larynx here. One of the things you have to do when you're singing is acting. You have to move around and things. So for each of these things, what a good thing to do is to do something else at the same time, and also to walk around. So while you're doing the inner smile, you can be doing anything else. You can be making your bed, you can be going for a walk, okay? Just keep practicing it. You don't have to do the nutty eyes that I do, mind you. Okay. Second thing I want you to do is all the time feeling this space here. I'm going to describe the exercise first of all. You put your fingers in your ears, okay, and you breathe through a slightly open mouth. And if you do that normally, you'll be able to hear an inhale and an exhale. Often it's louder on the exhale than the inhale. So you put your fingers in your ears and you breathe in and out. Now, if you can hear a hissing sound when you do that, that's your false vocal folds, okay? So you need to perfect that so it's silent, okay? So get that openness back here, the silent smile thing, inner smile, and then try again. If you can do that with no sound, again, do it walking around your house, whatever you're doing, do something else while you're doing it so that you can isolate that feeling while you're doing something else. It's a really good exercise to do. So those two things, the inner smile, so the silent smile, to get that sense of openness and let it reach down further down into your larynx, and then the silent breathing, okay? It's a basic thing to get right, because if you don't, or if you do get it right, I should say, then your projection will be so much better. You won't get those so often get those issues with a tense sounding voice, all right, unless of course you're ill. And then also, if you've learned to belt, if you want to belt, it's an absolute must to have those false vocal folds retracted away from your vocal folds. If you don't, that's when you get that crack in your voice. Okay, so practice those two things, and I'll see you next time when we'll do some work on some breath control. Take care.